Have you ever attended a concert, conference, religious service, sports event, graduation, stand-up comedy show, or any public event, and you see people around you are having time of their life? They're laughing, they're nodding their head, they're making memories, and you're looking around the room and you're so trying to understand what is being said. Or have you ever sat on a plane and suddenly you see the show that you were watching on the screen is being paused, and there's a text that pops up that said announcement is being made. And within a few seconds, you start experiencing turbulence on the plane, and you see people are panicking, they're taking action. You don't know what's going on and what to do. Or have you ever been left behind in a public building when an emergency announcement is telling everyone to evacuate because it's a life-threatening moment, and you're the only one left behind until a first responder runs up to you and tell you that you need to evacuate now? Well, this is my story. Actually, this is the story of nearly 1 billion people around the world. People whom communication is often too out of reach. Communication isn't just word. Communication is the heart of every experience. It connects us, it keeps us safe, it helps us belong in this world. And this is why we created Koda. In any room or environment, your attendees will look for Koda, QR code, and scan it. Koda is an AI speech to caption engine for live events. It shows who is saying what in real time on any devices. It can also be overlaid on any screen. No download needed. With multilingual translation and allowing your audience to personalize and customize the caption, it enhances audience experience and helps planners gather accessibility feedback to improve future events. And this is Koda, connecting your audience to what matters.
Wonderful presentation, very exciting product. We'll go ahead and start with Autumn for the first question this time.
Hello, thanks so much. This is so wonderful. So I'm interested in kind of like what the installation process. So from like start to finish, someone reaches out to you and says, we want this. What does that process look like from start to finish?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we talk about B2B, essentially we work with a lot of different organizations. We work with conferences, film festivals, airports. The installation process is the same. We work with their AV team if we're talking about film festivals and conferences directly to help them integrate. There's no hardware required. It's one plugin from their existing setup to the device that's running Coda. That's the beautiful thing about Coda. It runs in the web browser. So we just provide credentials. They log in, they have their entire schedule set up for the different sessions. All they have to do is start session and it's in action. The only thing we also work with, our partners with, is marketing. So for us, having the product is just as important as education. So if the attendees know that this is a tool available, they're more willing to use it and more likely to use it. So we kind of take it as a two-pronged approach. We provide education by providing them the marketing materials, how-to videos, and all of that stuff, along with, pre-training their AV teams to make sure they understand how to use it. We are also available for remote support for different events. For airports, it's a little bit different because it's a bigger environment. But for some of the smaller places, we offer that along with our product.
Fantastic question. Okay, Chris, you have a question.
Thanks, Christy. Hi, Kriti. Nice to see you. Great
You-
presentation. Can you talk a little bit more about your underlying technology? Is that completely proprietary, and do you have any IP or patents, or are you taking other speech to kind of caption technology and then putting your own secret sauce software? I mean, that the ability to parse between who's speaking, especially in an environment like, say, an airport, I would imagine is pretty challenging. So if you could elaborate on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, great question. Thank you so much. So we are built upon the traditional speech to text technology. So with traditional speech to text, essentially the problem we faced was there could be 5 or 6 people on a panel, and it becomes very hard for you to understand who is saying what. So we added our own secret sauce that not only leverages AI to separate by voice, but it also visually separates it out. So as a quick example, this is a transcript of, sorry, this is acting up, but this is a transcript of a WNBA game that we captioned. And you can see that it's broken out by different colors. We also have different features as in translation. So that's all done real time. But our secret sauce is the add-on of breaking it by speaker. The other piece that we also offer is traditionally it would be just speaker 1, speaker 2, but we also have the capability of making sure that it's a one-time input. So the first time you hear, let's say we were having a conversation in real time, like in person, we could say, okay, speaker 1 is Chris, speaker 2 is Akriti. And then once the app knows, okay, this is Chris speaking, it'll automatically hear for your voice and populate it that
Gotcha.
way.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. Next up, Nick, what is your question for Akriti?
That was the question I had when I was watching the video. Is I've used other voice to text note takers and other things like that. And if there's a party next to me who's talking to somebody loudly or something like that in the middle of the presentation, will that disrupt the feed that I see with different speakers? I assume it probably can, but I was just curious, but how you overcome that challenge.
Yeah, great question. Thank you. So this is why we've taken the additional layer of actually integrating within the AV team infrastructure when it comes to conferences, film festivals, anything that already has that setup, purely because we want to reduce the inaccuracy of captioning. Like you mentioned, background noises are very evident, they're very common, and they can very easily take over what's being captioned. So essentially our goal is to caption anything that's happening on stage. Obviously, if there's someone in the audience and they just scream something, the microphones will capture that, and it could get pulled into the caption. But 99% of the time, it's pretty seamless, and it's a pretty clean transcript that we provide.
Have you done anything like tour guides or anything like that out of curiosity?
We are actually in the process of exploring that, because that has been a use case that a lot of our partners have mentioned. Right now, we are in the space of airports, film festivals, conferences, in that space, but we are looking to kind of expand and provide more personalized options to some of those smaller settings.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. And let's move on to Christine. Christine, what are your questions?
Good morning. Thank you for your presentation. And I've actually seen Koda in action, and it is like a great tool. I was at a conference earlier this year. And I just was curious, I'm going to change my question. Like, how is it with other languages? And have you gone global with it? And does it pick up all those other languages and spellings? And I'm just
Yeah,
wondering about
that's
that.
a great question. Yes, we have gone global. We've been at quite a few different conferences across different industries. We've done legal conferences, we've done healthcare conferences, we've done a couple of film festivals as well. We were recently we partnered with the American Pavilion. Thank you to Travelability for providing captioning for Cannes, all of their sessions at Cannes Film Festival this year. So we've definitely gone global. French was a big use case when we were there. So when it comes to translation, it's all real time. So all of you really do. The nice thing about Koda is when you scan the QR code, you are in complete control of your experience. So you get to choose what color palettes you get to use based on what your needs may be, additional to font sizes, additional to languages. So that's your personal experience. In the video, like my co-founder Saida pointed out, captions can be overlaid on the large screen. So a lot of our AV partners like to have captions on the large screens as well when it comes to the camera feed. The one caveat is it kind of ties you down. It ties the attendee into a particular experience that, is generally accepted. So that's why we like to
I'm
have.
so sorry. I need to go ahead and cut you off. We are at our time limit. Just wonderful product. It's an absolute, it's very fascinating, and I'm eager to hear more about it after this. But for now, we do need to move on.